A new Fox poll shows a majority of voters are in favor of deporting illegal immigrants. Lucas Tomlinson joining us from the White House. Lucas, break down the numbers for us, please. Not quite ready, apparently, not quite ready. But I've got this for you. Republicans are demanding more information about those Venezuelan migrants released into the U.S. They want to know how the government is responding to this gang, Tren de Aragua. Retired ICE field director John Fabbricatore joins me now. John, you worked at ICE. Why do you think Trump is the guy to fix the gang problem?
You know, President Trump did a great job when he was president on trying to lock down the border, and he's going to do it again when he comes on. He's going to bring Tom Homan back. I worked for Tom Homan. You know, Tom Homan did a great job as ICE director, and Trump has a plan. Trump understands what we need to do to get rid of these criminal gangs. And, you know, again, TDA isn't even a criminal gang. They're a transnational criminal organization. They're setting up shop in the United States. We only have to look to what they did in South America to see what they're going to do in the U.S.
Are they a bigger threat, a more dramatic threat than MS-13?
Absolutely. They are more coordinated, well-trained. They have a better hierarchy. Look, MS-13 is still a problem. They're still a threat. But if we allow TDA to get a strong foothold in the United States, we're going to have a lot of problems.
These Venezuelans, they come here on special visas, don't they? Is there any vetting at all?
Yeah, so, you know, it sounds fancy when you say that there's vetting at the border, but there's really not. So it goes through the FBI, NCIC database, goes through some ICE databases. But if you don't have a criminal history in the United States or you're not currently in the ICE database, there's no information on you. We don't share criminal history information with Venezuela. So you get a big zero, and these guys are just coming across the border.
According to this new Fox poll, 2/3 of voters favor deporting illegal immigrants. 2/3 want them out. Now, Trump wants mass deportation. I got that. But I think he's going to start with the migrant criminals, right?
Absolutely. We have over 600,000 criminals on the ICE non-detained docket. That's a great place to start. Over 14,000 homicide people have been convicted of homicides on that docket. And then from there, you can go to the 1.5 million final order illegal aliens who have already seen an immigration judge and just work your way through bucket lists. And look, it can be done. We deported over 400,000 people a year under Obama. The numbers that Trump wants to deport can happen, and it can be done.
That's a serious question. I mean, you can deport 8 million illegals. You think that can be done?
Well, they're going to have to go through, they're going to have to go through hearings. They're going to have to see an immigration judge. There may be some people who can get asylum, who are worthy of asylum. So there's going to have to be certain things put in place where first you start deporting the criminals, then you look at the people who can be removed, sure, and then you put other people in front of an immigration judge.
But the threat of deportation doesn't seem to be stopping them coming in. We've got news of a couple of caravans approaching the southern border before the election.
Yeah, look, because we haven't been serious about immigration law. So they think, especially if Kamala Harris gets in, she was supposed to be the border czar, but she wasn't. She was more like the border concierge. Hey, come on in. What can I help you with? So this is what they're hoping. They're hoping to get here before the election. And they think we're unserious about the border. But if President Trump gets in, we're going to be serious.
John, thank you very much for being with us this morning on an important subject. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Let's get back to Lucas Tomlinson at the White House.